Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by a man who eats an old 96er every morning for breakfast.
I, of course, am Usador the Wizard, Wizard of the 12th Realm of Ephesius, Master of Light and Shadow, Manipulator of Magical Delights, Devourer of Chaos, Champion of the Great Halls of Tarakas. The Elves know me as Fiang Yolik. The Dwarves know me as Zogan Hustenges, and I am known in the Northeast as Gasmoenius Maystar. And of course, trust me when I say that there are other secret names, names of such power, were I to say them, the entire Earth could be destroyed.
That didn't go with my introduction at all.
No, it didn't. That'll make sense at the end when I do my shameless plug, but that's a little fun thing that I've been listening to lately, so I wanted to introduce myself as Usador the Wizard.
Okay, sounds good. Friends, they call him Justin.
Thank you very much.
We are 151. We're presented by Skeleton Vineyards. You can find out more about them on their website, skeletonwine.com, or on their Facebook page, which is at Skeleton Vineyards.
Yep.
We will be doing the wine show that is coming. Just didn't work out this time around, so.
No, we just got to get our schedules all coordinated, which,
yes.
Judging by our long absence, has been difficult enough since the beginning of the year.
Yes, so skeletonwine.com. Go there and check out their awesome wine. As for us, we are 151, and you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all at 151 The Show, or you can subscribe to our Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher,
Yes.
and YouTube channel.
And of course, you can contact Usador the Wizard by speaking to a raven, telling it your deepest, darkest secret. Kill the raven, take out its heart, bury it deep beneath the earth, build a house over that, live in that house for 30 years, burn the house to the ground, and the smoke of that flame will reach Usador.
You got weirder.
I did.
What happened?
Well, season 3, I thought I'd tweak my character a little bit. Yeah, do a reboot.
I guess I thought you took notes of some sort.
No. I was just putting this stuff down because it gets a little thick.
You know, I was going to kind of lay out there some of the changes.
Yeah.
We've got for the show coming up this season.
Right. And meanwhile, I wrote down the pronunciation of Fiang Yolik.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right.
So, hi, we're back.
Hey, what's up?
151, as I said, presented by Skeleton Vineyards. We have a new URL you can go check out as well, too. That's the other new thing. 151.
What's a URL?
It's a website.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you just say website?
Well, because if it was a website, it would literally be 151theshow.com, like where you go and there's pictures of us and all that kind of stuff. But it's not. It's just a forwarding address. So it's a URL.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I sure.
Okay. Anyways,
go to 151theshow.com.
We are off to a stellar start. After 6 months.
I love it.
So, the last time you would have heard from us was Bag of Questions Volume 4, which was with our buddy Moose. That was back in November. And here we are sometime in April. And
it's still flipping cold.
I know. It's like the day we're recording, we're probably going to be getting snow at some point. I could pull up the radar, but my headphones completely went out. Sorry.
But they'll take our word for it, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, we thought that today on the show we'd be doing a little bit of catch-up work because in
catch-up or catch-up?
Because in the time that it took us to get back in recording, let's see, Thor Ragnarok has come out, Justice League has come out. Discovery has wrapped up season 1. The Orville wrapped up season 1. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still a mess.
Yep.
Jessica Jones season 2 is out.
X-Files had another season.
Which I completely gave up on that.
Yeah, so did I.
And you know why?
No. Why?
Because they did it the whole dream sequence thing. Where it was all a dream and nothing that happened in the return. As soon as I saw that, I turned it off.
Right.
And I haven't watched it since. I'm just done with it. I'm not doing that.
No. That's a tired trope. It was a tired trope a long time ago.
Because the show that when they did that kind of return season, the way it ended was a great ending.
Yeah.
That's the way that it should have gone. That's the show they should have done. That's the show I wanted to see.
Okay.
Not, hey, it was all a dream and this is what kind of, hey, Mulder's fine. He's okay.
Reset.
Yep. Speaking of other things that have come out, we found out that Doctor Who, the next version, will officially be a woman.
Yep. Jodie Whittaker.
Ready Player One has since hit. Last Jedi has come out. And we could probably keep going on and on and on.
And we probably will for about 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah. So I want to say that a couple of the episodes coming up are going to dive deeper into a couple of the bigger things that have come out. Just that we haven't had time to talk about it. But I thought on today's show that we would kind of go through and do essentially kind of hot takes of stuff that came out that, it's been out for a little bit, but we just haven't recorded.
Hot takes or hot cakes? Because I could really go for hot cakes right now. Yeah, I'm going to be like this. This is my new character for season 3. I'm
You're
Jackass.
trying my patience
I really
already.
am. I want to see how many times. I want to see how many times I can get you to have to bleep yourself by swearing
We are
at me.
6 minutes into this. And I want season 3 to be done.
Right. So we may have an opening for a new co-host here pretty soon when he kills me.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I will say this. I will do it with the Legend of Zelda sword.
Right. But, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. I don't think we're going to have a hell of a lot of problem getting evidence at the trial.
They'll never find your body.
He killed me.
Anyways, so where do you want to start? You want to start with the kind of the newest thing that's kind of the hottest thing out there right now?
Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because that's a movie we've both seen.
Yep. I just saw it the other night in an empty theater.
I saw your video about that there was just nobody showed up.
There was nobody showed up. I was in Morris, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. I was out there for work. I had to meet a guy the next morning. I had time. I'm like, it's 5:30. I'm here in town, and grabbed a hotel room. And I'm like, there's a movie theater 2 blocks away. They're showing Ready Player One at 7:00.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the theater. I thought somebody came in, and it was actually just one of the employees had come in. They left again, so I'm in an entire empty theater. I get out of the theater after the movie's over. Whole thing is dark. Lobby's dark. Like, all the lights are shut down. It's completely deserted. I was the last guy in the theater. It was like a flippin' zombie movie.
That's kind of awesome.
You walk out of the dark room and there's nobody there. So yeah, the whole this one person left was waiting on me to get out of the theater and get out of the place so she could close up and go home.
See, I thought my theater was pretty empty as well. I did go to a smaller theater that's not make you a part of the movie type movie theater.
Right, and this was a small one too. I mean, this was also, Wednesday. It was Wednesday or Thursday. It was a Wednesday night in Morris, Illinois. So I mean, there was only like 6 cars in the parking lot of the whole theater, and it was a 10-screen theater. So
nice.
It wasn't just that movie.
So let's start out there. Did you like it?
I did. It was. I won't say it was a completely unrecognizable movie from the book, but it was certainly different.
Yeah. That's the thing I was thinking about, because I'm usually the guy that goes into this and I'll be like, oh, the book was better.
And I still think that the book was better when it comes down to 80% of the way that it handled the quests and
the quest in the movie doesn't seem like big of a deal.
No.
It really doesn't.
No.
And I think that, for those of you who haven't seen the movie or haven't read the book, there's going to be spoilers here, because quite frankly, I don't care.
Nice.
But
I thought I was going to be the for season 3.
No, but I've always been that way.
I know.
I don't care about talking about spoilers, and you know what? Before we go see Avengers, I will read the spoilers.
I know you will.
I will.
I know you will.
I will. But anyways, getting back to Ready Player One, I thought it was a movie of missed opportunities. Like, I understand why they did the changes they did on the movie,
right? Because
it is hard to take some of the quests they did in the book and make it exciting for, moviegoers,
right?
Going in and playing Joust against a Dungeons and Dragons final boss,
right?
Probably not the greatest movie scene ever. Would I have liked to seen more of the Dungeons and Dragons stuff and more of some of the, kind of questy type stuff from the book? Absolutely. but I understand why they made the quests the way they did.
Well, and again, they have to go through and say, okay, how much of this do we have to adapt for a broader audience?
They took the movie and made it a lot younger, because don't get me or correct me if I'm wrong, but the book is more 70s 80s references.
It's hard 80s,
right?
hard 80s, and I mean, yeah, even early 80s stuff. I mean, the book honestly skews. See, I'm 38. I was born in 1980, and I would say the book skews to even a little older than I am. You know, like mid 43 to 47. You know, to really have been in the heart of all the references.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they took a movie that's probably late 70s, or a book that's late 70s, 80s references, and probably aged it by about 10 years or so.
Yeah.
And made it more
accessible.
90s and 2000s.
Yeah, they hit it. They hit it.
I mean, there are 80s references in there, but
it's mostly 80s references. But it's big enough ones that even if you were born in the 90s and whatnot, that you're going to get them. I mean, they took out the really obscure and just kind of hit the highlights.
Overall, like I said, I'm usually the guy that goes, "Oh, the book was better." If I hadn't have read the book, I would have really liked this movie. But I still liked it. I thought it was fun. I understood why they made the quest the way they did.
Right.
The stuff I missed out on Og being a bigger part of it.
Right. I think that was
a missed opportunity. I think I wanted to see Percival start at nothing.
Right.
And work his way up. I wanted to see his asteroid, and I wanted to see his apartment, and I wanted to see him do all that stuff and earn the DeLorean and stuff.
Right.
I didn't think they could make the love story any worse than the book, and they accomplished that.
I think it was bad in a different way. I don't know that it was necessarily worse. I mean, I didn't care for the sort of friend zone, I'm angry that you don't return my feelings that they did in the book. But no, I didn't particularly care for the way that they did it in the movie either.
I just thought it was badly written.
Right.
It's a guy that, was trying to set it up. And Halliday in the book, there wasn't a whole lot of Star Trek stuff in there, was there?
There was some.
But enough to where his funeral was all Star Trek stuff?
Yeah, no, I think that's straight out of the book.
Was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Right.
It's been a while since I've read it, but I was just trying to think of other issues I had. I did like Artemis, though. She kind of, her video game avatar is kind of hot in a porcupine sort of way.
Well, I think the one thing that changed from the book to the movie is in the book her birthmark was a way bigger deal than what it was in the movie. It's like, oh, you have a small patch of nothing. You're still whatever that chick is, super hot.
Did you miss
Olivia Cook.
Did you miss that they had them meet earlier on in the movie than they did in the book?
Right, yeah, because they didn't meet until they went to Og's castle in the book, and here it's like, 30 minutes in.
Yeah, that was the other one I wanted to see. I wanted to see Og's place.
Right. And to get the resources to get all those people together instead of like, you're conveniently, we're talking about the whole world being in the Oasis and you're all five, conveniently within easy driving distance of each other.
Cleveland and Detroit area. I thought H's part was I thought they missed out on some of the relationship stuff there.
I think time.
Yeah.
And that was still a longer movie than I expected. It moved well.
Hours.
Yeah, it moved well, don't get me wrong. But it was long, yeah. I mean, I think they were limited there. I don't think the movie suffered because of it.
It's funny, one of the guys that follows our Facebook page, Chewy, he went and saw it a second time, and he said it lost all of its magic.
Really?
Yeah, it was something I was looking on, we were talking about something.
Did he rip somebody's arm off? I've been wanting to make that Chewy joke since I met him, so,
Have you ever met Chewy?
Yeah, I think once.
Yeah, big son of a bitch.
Huge.
Teddy bear of a human being.
Walking carpet.
But goddamn is that guy big.
Yeah, I met him when we went to Val Air.
Oh, to meet Jason Voorhees?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that.
Yep.
Jason was a pretty big dude, too.
Yes, not a small man.
I wonder if I have that picture somewhere.
Well, if we do, we're gonna edit. We're gonna
Yeah,
cut
it's gonna
to
be
it
right
now.
Hopefully, I have the picture. Otherwise, it's me going, Anyways, that's for the YouTube page.
That's
alone.
the kind of crack journalism you've come to expect off this podcast.
If you're listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, or Stitcher, you're not getting this awesomeness because there's no picture.
No, you just heard us going,
Either way, it sucks for you. So,
Right.
anyways, back to Ready Player One. I you know what? I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was for taking a book
Right.
and putting it on the big screen.
Right.
It was kind of everything I thought it would be.
Right. Well, the good thing is that because it did so well, there are already plans now starting to adapt Armada, which was his next book, Ernest Cline's next book. So even if they don't remake The Last Starfighter, they're remaking The Last Starfighter by adapting Armada.
There you go.
Because that's, if you haven't picked up by
I
the
haven't
subtext,
read Armada, so I don't know.
Armada is completely based off the framework of the classic movie The Last Starfighter, where the government is training people for military combat through the use of video games. In fact, they call it out in the movie that, hey, this is the plot from The Last Starfighter, and they're like, that's where we got the idea, is from this.
Huh. And that's the
So-
same guy, huh?
Same guy, hung a lantern on it, completely, took the storyline. It's all right. It's a great soundtrack. Armada has a really good soundtrack.
That was the other thing about Ready Player One. How do you not have as much Rush in that movie?
Right.
I mean, Rush was a big part of that book.
Couldn't get the rights.
It was in the trailer.
True.
There was one Rush poster on Halliday's wall at the very end.
Right, and they used they did use it in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I can't believe they didn't have. What was your what scene did you hate the most? I know we're kind of dragging out Ready Player One here, but
The race.
the race.
The race.
I hated the end where they're in the truck.
Oh, with the chase scene and
The chase and him trying to stick the key in the hole,
Right.
but the truck is moving.
Right.
That was awful.
Well, dramatic tension. How many times have we seen that? I mean, I will say that. I know Steven Spielberg, obviously, having been like half the references in the book.
Yeah.
Said he was going to take all the references to himself out as much as he could, which besides the DeLorean and whatnot. I think that movie felt very much like an 80s movie. I mean, the scene at the end where everybody starts clapping, I mean, that's pure 80s movie. I mean,
It felt like the Goonies at the end.
it kind of almost it became what it was referencing, and I don't think that was accidental. I think that was deliberate, and I'll give him credit for that.
All right.
It was well made.
All right. This is 151. We're presented by Skeleton Vineyards. You can find out more about them on their website, skeletonwine.com, or on Facebook at Skeleton Vineyards. As for us, please subscribe to our Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, all at 151 The Show. Where do you want to go next?
Well, I wanted to let them know that they can contact me, of course, by whispering it into an acorn, burying it in the ground, weeping into the ground to nourish that acorn into a tree, and carving the message into the trunk of the tree.
This is the only time you're doing this, right?
I don't know.
Or do you have like 8 pages of this stuff?
You never know.
Oh, God.
Usador the Wizard is very mysterious.
What are the because coming up here on a future show, we're gonna do Discovery and Orville, right? Are we gonna mix those into one show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of a direct comparison. I mean,
Last Jedi.
Yep.
That's going to be its own show.
I think so.
And some other Star Wars stuff.
Yep.
So that kind of leaves us with some of the other things I mentioned at the beginning of the show.
Let's talk about Justice League and
Oh, you want to go to Justice League?
We can throw Wonder Woman in there since we never actually talked about Wonder Woman.
God, Wonder Woman.
Boring. It wasn't the cinematic masterpiece that everybody made it out to be, but it certainly wasn't a bad movie.
I was telling you before the show, we finally watched it, and a lot of these movies we finally watched simply because Steph, my wife, went out and bought the Blu-ray for it.
Right.
Or something.
Gonna open my slurm here.
Okay. I was expecting more for some reason.
Drink slurm. Thank you for the koozie, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Anyways, Wonder Woman and Justice League. I'm kind of tired of bagging on DC. It's just because it's not any fun anymore. They don't make good movies. They're rushed. That's everything that DC has done feels rushed to me.
Okay.
Is to try and catch up with Marvel and create this big cinematic universe, and we're kind of
Counterpoint. Warner Brothers Animated.
Mm-hmm.
DC Animated. The Suicide Squad movie that came out a year ago.
The live action or
the animated one.
Okay.
Was exceptional. They just had Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, which is I think maybe the second R-rated DC animated movie, including some shocking nudity,
Really?
animated nudity. Yeah. It was good. It was really good.
No, we've had this talk before that
Right.
the animated stuff they do is
Right.
by far heads and shoulders
Right.
above Marvel or really anybody else. But their live action stuff, man.
Oh no, it's subpar. Wonder Woman again was good. It was logical.
There's 30
clear
minutes of
through.
her blocking bullets with her wristbands.
Right, but
And I'm sorry, but that gets old after a while. I need something else. Like a large orgy scene at the very beginning with Chris Pine in the middle of oceans of women. You want to make a DC movie better? That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I'll watch Chris Pine in that situation.
right.
And you know what? For the guys out there, they're like, oh, you're gay. You didn't do that. Okay. Oceans of women on top of Chris Pine. You wouldn't watch that. If I see a little peen, I can make that happen. It's fine.
Little Captain Kirk.
I will. I will take that bullet just to see.
Right.
What's your name?
Right. An Amazonian orgy starring Gal Gadot and Robin Wright Penn.
There just wouldn't be anything left of him.
Right.
He'd be a pummeled mass of post snoo.
Death by Snoo Snoo. Okay, you didn't like the slow-mo bullet blocking. Okay, it's Wonder Woman. Still better than completely invalidating all of our main characters' powers until Superman shows up and eviscerating them as, superheroes like Justice League did.
Okay, the one thing I wanted to see in Justice League, the fight between Superman and the Justice League, not bad. It's pretty cool, except for the, no mustache or whatever.
You know what? They should have just let him been resurrected with the beard, and he can shave later.
No, the thing I want to bring up is, he pummels everybody.
Right.
Right? He headbutts Wonder Woman to the core of the earth.
Right.
And then all he does to Batman after dropping one of the greatest lines that's ever been uttered in DC is, coming back around to the "Do you bleed?
You will."
And then he just tosses him against a car. That was his moment to destroy Batman.
Do you bleed? I'm gonna get you back together with Jennifer Lopez.
It's just derailed it.
Just like I derailed you with a Benifer.
That just hurt.
Yeah. Right. Season 3.
It was like there needs to be some kind of graphic when you do that.
Little confetti pop.
Like that, and we should.
Season 3, y'all. Whoop whoop.
What's the Rick and Morty song where he's shake that ass? It's at the end of season 1, I think. Anyways,
yeah.
Back to Justice League. I did watch all 3 seasons of Rick and Morty, and I was supremely disappointed with their April Fool's thing.
Oh, the Australian Rick and Morty.
It just wasn't. It wasn't good.
I shut it off halfway through.
I didn't even make it that far.
Oh, it's terrible.
Watch it for a little bit, and then this is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bad move.
Nowhere near the Szechuan sauce sort of hijinks.
No, not at all. But yeah, you had a moment where you had Superman just dominating everybody, and he just takes Batman and just tosses him into a car.
Yeah.
I was supremely disappointed.
Screw you, Bruce.
I wanted him to do the headbutt that he did to Wonder Woman,
and just smash Batman's skull.
Yeah, just caves it in.
Just Credits.
Yeah. Why can't I live in that world? And is it just me or is Batman, the more you see Ben Affleck as Batman, the worse it gets?
I think Ben Affleck makes a good Bruce Wayne. He makes a Batman.
Because here's my thing. Batman was always kind of the guy that didn't want to be a part of the group, right?
Right.
At least in the animated stuff
Right.
and the more recent stuff.
He was always a loner. He didn't want to be part of the group.
And he came up with plans to wipe out the rest of the
Right.
Justice League. I mean, he's that dude.
Right.
He's that
Yes.
Now he's the guy that's like, oh, I failed him in life, and
Right.
or I failed him in death.
I don't not like you.
Yeah, he's kind of awkward, right?
Be my friend. Be my friend, Clark. Seriously, I bought the bank.
Am I wrong in this?
No, it's very much it's very much the like season 3 animated Justice League where Batman's learned the value of friendship. Go Super Friends.
That's always the part that I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, it's a complete mischaracterization of Batman. In the one place that they've made everybody else darker.
They made him.
And somehow Bruce Wayne is friendly Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Hey, kid I've never met. Let me introduce you to me as my, just walk into your place as Bruce Wayne, not knowing if you can be trusted, and tell you I'm rich.
Should be fine.
This would be great.
Hey,
my
by the way,
first reaction within 30 seconds of meeting you is to throw a batarang and completely invalidate my secret identity.
so the
World's greatest detective, bitches.
so the part where they are in the tunnel.
My season 3 character swears a lot.
Yeah, he does. I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of work.
Sorry. No. All right. Awesome. Boo.
I have to make this. You know this, right?
Little confetti.
No, when they're in the tube, I got to bring this up because it's something my wife said, and it was goddamn hysterical. That like crawling thing he has that goes really slow up the wall.
The Lego Batman movie thing that they imported into.
Yeah,
right.
She goes, nice. He brings the slowest vehicle on Earth.
Right. Good observation, Steph.
Oh God, it was fun watching that movie with her.
So, all that aside,
Okay.
the battle with Steppenwolf at the end is terrible. That is the most generic villain. Number one. There's no sense of stakes. There's no sense it's such a generic villain.
Yeah.
And again, you have Wonder Woman at the beginning using super speed and protecting 20 people and taking out. We don't see any particular super strength. We don't see any particular super speed. We see a whole bunch of people who are supposedly superheroes getting their asses handed to them until Superman shows up to save the day. I mean, Wonder Woman is the one that, Batman doesn't have kryptonite for. She's the one that if she ever actually turns, is the one that can't be stopped. She is shown for however long she's been around. Well, I mean, she was a secretary for the Justice League at first, but in the past 30 years, anyway, of popular media, she is shown as being Superman's equal. And yet, she is getting her ass handed to her until Superman shows up. What the hell? Talk about a mischaracterization.
I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know what they're leading.
I don't think they do either.
And here's why. So you have Steppenwolf show up with these bugmen that just kind of show up, and it's like, okay,
right.
Bugmen invasion. All right, whatever. So then we're gonna fight Steppenwolf, and we're gonna kind of tease Darkseid a whole bunch, and then the post-credit scene is the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor.
Because we wanted to see more Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, because that worked real well.
Mark Zuckerberg does not scare me.
It just, to me, it you know what? It kind of goes down the realm of Star Wars a little bit. I don't think they know what they want to do.
No, they don't have a grand unified plan.
It's kind of at this point, it's fire from the hip. Hey, let's kill Superman really early in this. Mm-hmm. Because that makes sense. We wasted that bullet.
Right.
Hey, Doomsday, let's just throw him out there.
Right.
All right, but you had Batman versus Super. Okay. hey, Wonder Woman's gonna have a giant orgy with Chris Pine. I'm okay with this.
Finally, they've redeemed themselves.
So not enjoyable, right?
Decent popcorn.
What did you
flick.
say about Justice League? It's almost good.
What pissed me off about that movie is that I see potential for greatness.
Yeah.
And I think I can see where Joss Whedon was doing stuff as compared to where he was locked in and whatnot. I thought probably the lasso scene, where Aquaman was probably the most genuine and most enjoyable scene in the entire movie. And I'm 100% laying that at Joss Whedon's feet. That seems that's totally a Joss Whedon scene, but that's probably my favorite scene and the most watchable, enjoyable scene in that entire movie.
You know what scene that kind of reminds me of? You remember Age of Ultron? The beginning where they're trying to lift Thor's hammer.
Right.
That it had that feel to it.
That our characters actually get to enjoy themselves, and you get to live in that world for a few minutes without the stakes on the line. It also reminded me of several scenes of Firefly where they were hanging around in the ship, kind of in between bridging scenes where the people just got to inhabit that world for a few minutes.
Yeah. Huh. Cool. All right, so that kind of wraps up that. Just to kind of wrap up this episode, because we're starting to get a little long in the tooth here, and we still need to get to the shameless plug. But Jessica Jones season 2, I don't even. The Netflix stuff always starts out really good, and then like Jessica Jones, I figured it out.
Too much filler.
What was going on in season in episode like 4 or 5? It's like, oh god, if this is what this is going to be, I'm going to be pissed. And then it was.
Right.
Kilgrave returned though.
Yeah.
For an episode. David Tennant.
It's just like Luke Cage season 1. It was like 3 episodes too long.
I got bored with Luke Cage about 2 episodes in.
Oh, see, it picked up and then it got...
Really?
Yeah, and then it crashed at the end.
Yeah, somebody told me that it takes a little bit to get that one going. But anyways, Kilgrave in Jessica Jones season 2, awesome.
Sweet.
It's probably the best episode.
Oh, nice.
In there. Defenders, that came out at some point late last year.
That was pretty rough.
It's forgettable. I'm trying to think of what else. Last Jedi we're going to get to here, probably the next episode. Or are we doing Star Trek the next episode?
Yeah, one or the other.
Excuse me.
You'll either see Discovery Orville or Last Jedi next in your programming schedule.
Is that... What's bad is I really do have to make a confetti thing now for you.
Oh, or you can just make me look like a jackass and not do anything.
Now that's even better.
just flash up jackass with a pointing arrow.
This is what happens when corporations take over.
Right.
They change characters around.
You're IOI, you ass. You heard me.
I'm a part of the revolution.
Oh, God.
Which makes no sense in that movie.
Yep.
It's a revolution that's not doing anything, right?
And IOI is a company. I mean, it's not like they're the government. I mean, you obviously have police at the end who arrested the guy. It's not quite the anarchy, chaos, dystopian future that they make it out to be.
Because this
is the future seen through the eyes of a millennial, apparently. Ooh.
Now that one you're going to get a confetti. Millennials. All right, I think that's going to do it for this edition of 151 as we try and get back into the swing of things with season 3. I will say this.
Thor was awesome.
Yeah, Thor was fantastic. Thor was a lot of fun. Have not seen Black Panther yet.
But Thor was amazing. The best use of that character so far.
Yeah, there were a few problems with it.
Yeah,
but overall, I thought it was a great ride.
Peace off, Ghost.
That's going to do it for us. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, all at 151 The Show. There's also 151theshow.com, which is new to us, and we hope that you subscribe to our Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube channel. We're proudly presented by Skeleton Vineyards. You can find out more about them at skeletonwine.com or on their Facebook page, which is at Skeleton Vineyards. Sorry, I'm doing this all from the top of my head, and it's been a couple months, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but it is nice to be back behind a microphone again.
Yes. And nice to work this out all on the air instead of easing into it.
And with that, it's time for a shameless plug.
Cue the music!
Shameless Plug is a part of the show where we shamelessly plug something. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a service, whether it's a restaurant, a movie theater, a mall, a comic book, a series. I'm trying to name a whole bunch of stuff. A tool.
You are a tool. Okay,
I'm not the one with the jackass confetti thing going off.
People at home are loving it. So our shameless plug for this week is
obviously you. It looks like
it's another podcast that I've been listening to.
Oh, great! Shamelessly plug competition.
Yeah, it's something far better than this crap.
It's the first show after 6 months, and we barely talked beforehand. It's like, hey, do you want to just jump into this? Yeah, let's do it. Should be fine.
So, my shameless plug for this week is a podcast. It's been going a couple years now. It's called Hello.
We've been going a couple years, and you think we'd be better at this.
They do it on a weekly basis. Hello from the Magic Tavern. I linked this to you a while back.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of time driving in the last month or so for
Is this
work.
this nonsense you've been reading?
This is the nonsense. So, basically, Hello from the Magic Tavern is a podcast where the main character, it's all made up, it's all fictional. The main character fell through a magical portal behind a Burger King and landed in the magical world of Foon. So he, instead of questing or doing something important, had his podcasting equipment with him. So he sets up shop in this tavern that the portal was next to, because he's still getting a little bleed over Wi-Fi signal from the Burger King. So he's hosting a podcast, and every week they have on somebody from this magical land of Foon, and is co-hosted by his buddy Chunt, who is a shapeshifter who's usually in the form of a badger, and Usador the Wizard.
What's it called again?
Hello from the Magic Tavern. It's hilarious. So you have in-character people come on. They'll have other wizards and trolls and goblins and questers and all sorts of people who inhabit this magical land, this alternate dimension. And come on, and it's great because you can't break the reality of this because they just it's magic, if somebody says the sky is green one week, well, of course it's green this week because of magic. They do it all off, just improv stuff. It's very, very funny.
So you can find it on hello from the magictavern.com is their website. I've got it pulled up here. You can do Twitter at Magic Tavern.
Yep.
I am going to follow them now.
And chunt with 6T's at gmail.com.
Apparently I got to sign in here,
right.
Son of a bitch.
Right. So.
Oh, Chunt has a Twitter page.
Yes. So does Usador the Wizard, but it's quite amusing.
Usador the Blue.
Yep. And Spintax the Green, his chief rival. Who's on Earth? So, through the magic of the portal, trying to get back. So,
and he has Wi-Fi and electricity for his podcasting equipment.
Yes. Well, Usador recharges his laptop. He uses magic to power it, and like I said, he's getting a slight Wi-Fi signal from the Burger King. So they can look at Twitter, but he can't contact his wife and child that he left behind. It's very convenient for the purposes of the story. But
sounds awesome.
It's very, very, very entertaining. It's quite amused me.
All right. It is hello from the magictavern.com. We'll put links for that up at the bottom of the page, and maybe we'll write to them on Twitter or something and say, hey, guess what? Because if you could get a retweet with your 23,000 fans, that'd be awesome.
Right.
I'm like that. I don't know what to say. Okay, that's going to do it for us. As I said, we are 151 The Show, presented by Skeleton Vineyards. I'm sure they love this edition of it. You can find out more about them on Facebook at Skeleton Vineyards, or their webpage is skeletonwine.com. As for us, please subscribe to our Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube channel. Remind me to tell you the Stitcher story.
Okay.
Next time. And Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, all at 151 The Show. That's going to do it for us.
And of course, you can always find an eel, devour it live, then dream of Usador. In the dream, the eel will leave you and travel to the astral plane, where it will communicate your desires to Usador the Wizard.
And maybe we can get Justin on Hello from the Magic Tavern.
Oh, that'd be cool.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.